What? Second video in this month? Like, who is she? So, like the professional YouTuber that I am from now on, I'm back with another video. This time I wanted to try something different. So a couple of weeks ago I did a challenge where I had to edit a photo. I didn't have any specific guidelines, it just needed to look cool, I guess. So I did the challenge and now I'm gonna show you how it went. Let's just get into the voiceover. So this is the photo I ended up with. I always wanted to do a fantasy photo manipulation, something like an elvish, pixie-ish style. I don't know how to describe it. So let me just show you the mood board that I made beforehand. In the end, I decided that she was gonna be a wood elf. So for the next step, I needed to find a picture of some forest. I looked it up on unsplash.com, which, if you didn't know, is a great website for free stock images. You just have to make sure to credit the author, which I'm gonna do in the description. So I ended up picking this image by Nicholas Mayotte, and then I began the editing process. Firstly, I needed to cut out the subject, duh, and I really hope you aren't cringing right now because I used the pen tool for cutting. Like, I don't know why people hate it so much. I love using pen tool, except for the hair. I always use a specific brush for it, so the cut looks more natural. After the cutting, I erased the deer from the background and adjusted the image on the canvas. Next, I started thinking about her clothes. So, as a wood elf, it needed to be something medievalish, I guess. And I actually really liked the top that she was wearing, so I decided to work with what I had and change her existing clothes a little bit. So I decided to leave the white color, but change the tone so it matched with the background better. After that, I changed the color of her shorts so it matched the top. And then I adjusted the overall colors of the image, which now that I think about, I should have done in the beginning, but oh well. So after that, I looked up some references for her elf ears. I changed the shape of the ear to have it more pointed, and then drew the rest on top myself. I ended up leaving the hand behind her ear, and as you can see, I'm adding some shadows there so that the ear actually stands out more. Next, I changed the color of her hair. I wanted it to look a little unnatural, so I went with the white color, but as you can see, like completely white hair looked way off, so I toned it down a bit to be on a yellowish side, and then I changed her eyebrows as well. Now for the other details. Well, firstly I removed the watch from her hand, as well as the glasses. I also smoothed out her shorts and changed it into a skirt. Next up, I started working on her face. I smoothed out the color a bit and drew these white lines on her face, which I think came out so pretty. As you can see, I'm following the natural shape of her eye, so it looks as real as possible. Then I added a bit of makeup on her eyes and made her lips red. And now my favorite part, adding the freckles. At first I thought to make them white, but I didn't like the look of it. You couldn't really see them from afar, so I decided to make them the normal color, I guess. And I also added some blush to the cheeks and the nose, which came out so cute. Then I added some white lines on her ear to make them stand out more. Next up, I needed to find some weapon that she would be holding. At first I thought of a spear, but I didn't like the look of it. It was too big and didn't fit well on the overall canvas, so I opted for a dagger instead. As you can see, it looked way better. And then I noticed that the belt was a bit out of place, so I made a few adjustments to that as well. Then it was time for some accessories, so I added something that would make sense for her to wear. So that would be a stone necklace, which for some reason I struggled a lot to put. I didn't forget the shadow. Like seriously, shadows are very important. As you can see, it makes everything more natural. Then I started some nitpicking overall, did some adjustments to the hair, and also changed the tones of the dress a bit again. Also, her hand was looking too bare, so I added bracers, which I just googled and took some random ones from the stock images. Please don't sue me. Lol. And here I thought that I was done with the edit. I stopped the screen recorder and I was looking at her hand that was just dangling over her head without any purpose, and then it hit me. She should have been holding an arrow and a bow. So I went ahead and changed the edit further, but in the excitement I forgot to start the screen recorder again. So I'm just gonna show you the final result with the bow and arrow. I think it looks much better and I was really happy about the edit overall. It came out way better than I imagined, and like the whole process of making this was quite enjoyable for me. Hope you also enjoyed watching this. So yeah, that was it for today. Like, I'm not giving any promises because I've done it in the past and we all know how it went. But since I'm a professional YouTuber from now on, see you next week. I always wanted to do that.